up, guys? It's your boy Big Alias. I promise I don't start all of my videos like that. And hey, I want to apologize real quick before I talk about Modern Warfare. There's a fan in this room, and you can probably hear it in the background. I'm not switching that thing off because it is extremely hot, and I can't open my windows for reasons that I won't get into. Other than, you know, the apocalypse that's happening in my garden because I sacrificed 17 goats. So you're gonna have to deal with the fan while I talk about Modern Warfare. Now, I noticed the thing online where there are a lot of people talking about the things that they don't like about the beta, and there's this sort of trend that's going on. And initially, I thought that was kind of a weird take to do. I wonder why people were doing it, and then it kind of hit me, and I kind of realized that actually this is a good way of dealing with it, because it's not to say that I don't like the beta, but you know, it's good to kind of get into these things, give people a warning going into the game and the beta, and also to, you know, this is the point of the beta, to give feedback, to talk about the things that we don't like as well. And so I want to do that now. I'm going to preface this video by saying that I love the game. I think it's absolutely tremendous. It's absolute return to form for Call of Duty, and this is the best that, you know, Call of Duty's been since Black Ops 1. I would say that this is actually this is up there with the glory days Call of Duty games. It is absolutely tremendous. No game is perfect other than Halo 3. So I am going to talk about the negative parts of the game, but as I said, I absolutely love the game, and I think it's absolutely tremendous, and it's a real return to form. So I will say that these will be kind of nitpicky things, and things that, you know, may seem kind of unnecessary to talk about, but they're things that are there. They are small bits of the game, and there are only a certain amount of videos that I can make where I call the game incredible for 10 minutes. Okay, so straight off the bat, the menu. I despise the menu. I really don't like it. Someone needs to tap on Activision's shoulder, and then Activision needs to tap on Infinity Ward and Sledgehammer Games and Treyarch's shoulder, and tell them that less is fucking more when it comes to the menu and the overall menu layout. Part of the beauty of Call of Duty is that it's so accessible. So, you know, it's beauty and simplicity, and there isn't so much bloated, so much layered onto it like there is with games like Battlefield. And I don't know what has spurred this new trend for Call of Duty games to be so needlessly busy and complex. I'm looking at the menu right now. In fact, you can probably hear the music in the background, along with the fan. And there's a guy walking around through like this burning rubble, holding his gun. There's just no need for it. All we want to see as Call of Duty fans, as someone who's been playing the game for over a decade, is we want to see campaign, multiplayer, spec ops, and then when we go into the multiplayer, we want the lobby with the kid who's telling me that he's banging my mum and he's like 12 years old, and I want to see his gamer tag right there on the right hand side, or even the left hand side if you're feeling crazy. That's all I want to see. I don't want all of this busy mess going on in the background. I don't know why this has been happening. Even Modern Warfare Remastered, which was a remaster of a classic game, completely fucked around with the menu. I don't understand why they did it. They took a beautifully simplistic menu that just went from here to here to here to here, and then they had a bunch of walking soldiers walking around, and you know, just why? What is the need for it? I don't understand this incessant need to clutter the menu up. And Black Ops 4, why the sort of fake faux mouse? I just ended up like most people using the D-pad because it was easier, it was more accessible. Why bother? Why do it? There's just no need for it. Secondly, I'm not a fan of these field operations. Now, I was just going to bundle everything in. I think it's called field operations. Let me have a quick look. Yeah, field upgrades. I was just going to bundle everything into I don't like field upgrades, but then I discovered the recon drone, and I can't do that because I love the recon drone, and I've loved it when it was initially in Modern Warfare 3, and I loved it before that when it was in Homefront. It was a great kill streak then, but I will say I don't like the barrier, and I'm not a huge fan of the the ammo box drop things. They're okay, they're less intrusive, but everyone has the barrier, and here's why I have a big issue with it. You know, to me, and I'm sure to a lot of other people, this Modern Warfare is the Call of Duty game that says we're going to undo all of the shit that we've put you through for the past decade, all of the crap that we laid on, all of the bollocks that we put into the game in order to taking away everything that makes it so cinematic and intense, and so, you know, and everything that requires using tactics in any way or engaging your brain in any way for one thing only, for speed. We're going to draw back everything that we threw out that made the series so great in the first place, just so that you can move faster in the game, just so it can progress faster. So why, if they're retracting back, if they've gone to so much effort to make the new engine flow beautifully and look gorgeous, and to go back to the modern setting and to give you lots of ways in which to engage with the game like you used to be able to, why would they bring this with the game? Why would they bring this old thing from those horrible games, from that horrible era of the superhero, what did they call it, hero shooter Call of Duties? Why would they bring that into this game? And it feels so out of place. Everything in the map and in the engine just works so beautifully and homogeneously with everything else, and that's one of the things I love about the game. The guns don't look out of place in the maps. The maps look very organic. They look like real places, which is something I haven't been able to say about Call of Duty for 10 years. Well, more like 9. There are so many things that just work well with one another, but these barriers, they just look completely out of place. It's the same issue that we had with those games prior to this. Everything just looks so silly. It looks like it really doesn't belong there, and obviously it creates these just annoying like choke points, and they get in the way so much. They don't really do anything because you can just mantle over them. I guess people can cover behind them, but there's plenty of cover in the map, and the map is designed around giving you good levels of cover. One of the things I love about the maps is that there are so many places that players can come through. There's a window here, there's a door here, and they can open that door, so that door might open, who knows. There's an area that they could mount against the wall and kind of tilt to the left or right and get you from there. So why would they add this aspect that doesn't even need to be there? No one asked for this. In fact, we were asking for the opposite. We were asking for a retraction away from this gameplay style. So why add it? Why include it? There's no need for it. The recon drone I do like, and I think that maybe, I don't know, if they just took the shield away and had better field operations or field upgrades, I'd like it more. Or if they added the recon drone to kill streaks like they did with Modern Warfare 3, although it was actually score streaks in Modern Warfare 3, then I'd be perfectly okay with that, because the recon drone is actually still a lot of fun. Spawn delays. What the god damn it. I understand they want to add a new way to spawn. They want to give you a view of the map. I like the idea of them kind of jazzing things up, and I think that this game, one thing they've done very well is they have included new things and new ways to play the game that aren't just bolting things on and adding things for the sake of having new shit. It is actually new, repurposed stuff that actually works. However, if there is no way to fix the huge spawn delay after viewing the top view of the map, then just take it out. Just let me hit X and respawn, because clearly it isn't working. I hate the spawn delay. Why wait? This is Call of Duty. I don't want to wait ages to go in there, and it also breaks my immersion. I'm not a huge fan of being able to see the map from the top. I didn't like it in Battlefield either. I like the fact that they're doing something different, although doing something that another game has done. However, I think the whole thing just breaks immersion, having to wait for it and then seeing the map from above. Not a huge fan, don't really like that. Oh, and can someone tell Infinity Ward to fucking chill with the no respawn game modes? I know it's trendy to take a game that's exciting and exhilarating and well thought out to make it a great game, and then just make it fucking boring by giving you constant no respawn modes and making you have to watch other people play the game rather than you. I understand watching it on YouTube when there's commentary or something like that, but in the case of actually playing the game, you're just watching someone else play the game, and it's not fun, man. I come to Call of Duty for something that's more intense and something where I know I can respawn, and gunfight isn't fun. And to anyone who thinks that, oh, it's just another game mode, get over it, you're getting a free game mode and you're complaining about that. Consider this, for gunfight mode, they had to make a bunch of new maps. They had to craft new maps in order to accommodate to the 2v2 mode. That took development time and money that could have gone into making more full-size maps, or extra missions in the campaign, or a couple more Spec Ops missions. But no, it went into this boring trend of making you watch other people play games. It's not intense, it's not fun, I'm just watching someone else. My next complaint is it's more of a concern, more of a worry. I am very grateful to Infinity Ward for reintroducing the minimap and bringing it back in, but the community is a concern for me, because yes, I'm glad that this is a thoroughbred Call of Duty and that they've retracted and they've gone back to an actual, proper thoroughbred Call of Duty game, and I think that's great. However, that does lead to a bit of turmoil within the community. But firstly, you have the old versus new people now, and you have a lot of people confused as to what they should and shouldn't expect. A lot of people who don't really follow the news of Call of Duty or follow the game very well. They didn't, they'll be sort of at arms and not really knowing what to do with the way that the game plays, stuff like that. And I think one big part of that is the minimap. A lot of people are saying that, no, they want the minimap back. They want the minimap back. Now, if you look back at this footage, at the footage of when the game was first in the hands of all of the pro players. Now, I know they play differently and that this was a new game, but it was tremendously slow, incredibly slow, and I did talk about this in my first analysis of the game. I don't think people understand just what an impact not having that minimap in the game is. I know what the internet's like. The internet likes to disagree with popular opinion or what they assume to be the popular opinion. Fallout New Vegas, not a great game. Anyway, it's a whole loop, but the internet likes to disagree with popular opinion, and the internet seems to think that the popular opinion is that we want a minimap. And we do, and we should, and I don't think the internet quite understands just how important that minimap is. And it's stuff like, you don't know how important knowing where your teammates have died is, especially when you play a lot of the game. That becomes a huge part of the game. You play the minimap not as much as you play the rest of the game, but part of the game is flicking back between the minimap and the gunplay itself, and that is a huge part of the game, being able to play that minimap. And when you take it away, it really does affect things, and that's why the gameplay was so slow. And you have to trust me, if it had continued that way, you would get bored of it. The minimap is extremely important. However, I'm talking to a brick wall, and I worry not just about the minimap but other things. The community is kind of not really knowing how to grasp things and kind of arguing with itself. Overall, the internet is very positive about the game. We're all very happy about the game and where it's going. However, I will say that it seems as though there is going to be a lot of turmoil with regards to how realistic do we want it to be, how serious do we want to take the game, and how much do we want to retain the arena and Call of Duty formula. Again, with regards to the minimap, you have to remember, yes, they're going down a more realistic path, but this is an arena shooter. Anyway, so those are my complaints. I'm sure there are some more, and when it comes to my overall review of the game, when it actually comes out on October the 25th, and I'm very excited for that, and I'm extremely excited about the campaign. This is the most excited I think I've ever been about a Call of Duty game. I am absolutely buzzing to play, particularly the campaign and the Spec Ops. It's going to be so much fun, and I can't wait to get absolutely addicted to and lost in the multiplayer. So let me know what you think in the comment section below, and I will see everyone later.